Okay, so here's the trick on how to make a key multiple combinations with the animal controller and the input system. So let me create an empty im object and I'm going to add the input. It can be the Malbers input or the input component. So I'm going to create two inputs. One will be for the shift key and another one is going to be for the left mouse click, which is mouse 0. Now to test these keys, I'm going to add some events to see if they are pressed or not. So one will be for the shift key and another one will be for the click of the mouse. Now, in this case, I'm going to use the press. I'm going to use the on input change event. So if the shift is pressed, I want to know. So I'm going to send a debug to the console. And for the click, I'm going to do the same. Just the log. Now, if I hit play and I press the shift key and I keep pressing it, it will set to true. And I release it, it will set to false. Same happen with the click. I click it and if I release it, it will set to false. Now, what about if I want to press the shift and click at the same time and I want to do something when I have those two keys pressed? So the trick is to make another input. So let's going to call it shift click. But in this case, we are going to use the last key or the last input of that combination, which should be the mouse click. Let's create another event to see the input results for that combination. So it will be shift and click. Let's use it here and let's use a log on the console. Now what happens if I press shift? It's set to shift. If I press click, both click and shift click will be pressed, but I only want to press the shift click when I have the shift pressed and I don't want the click when I have the shift pressed. So here's the trick on how we can do that. On the shift, we're going to create two events, two listeners on input down and on input out using this same component. Now, when I press shift, I'm going to disable the click input and I'm going to enable the shift and click button. Now, when I release the shift, I'm going to disable, where's disable? The shift and click, and I'm going to enable back the click. And on start, this one will be disabled. Now let's see what happens. If I press click alone without the shift, you will see that click is enabled. And this one is not sending the values. But if I press shift, you will see that click is disabled and shift click is enabled. So if I'm pressing the click now, the third input is doing the values. And if I release the shift click, the shift key, sorry, click will be back and shift will be back. This will be disabled, sorry. So that way you can connect something for shift, something for click, and something for shift and click using the events. You can connect it to the animal controller or anything related to any of the Malware scripts. So hope this helps.